Hey guys, we're
Back on,
back. We're
back on top
back.
of our game.
Normal. Normal,
Normal.
normal. You know what I thought of, John? You know what happened? So Alistair last week, and I don't want to blame it on Alistair, but it's not your doing. But he
Early in
mentioned
days.
that I put the information in wrong for the what
Oh, right.
episode it was.
Right. I remember that.
So I changed the episode, the title, and I think that it created a new link that
Oh, that's what
didn't
happened.
that
That's what
didn't go to
happened.
Facebook. That's what
I
happened.
choose to believe that. I choose to believe that it's not going to go
Um,
down five
no, we're
minutes ago.
good. We're good. I mean, I'm just gonna
I think we're
double check
cruising.
things.
I think
Double
we're
check
cruising. Yeah.
things. But
Awesome.
thanks to anybody who's here already. We got a few with us, and just happy that things are working. It's not.
We are.
We are accessible for all ages, except for on YouTube,
Right.
where we have to say that it's not for kids, not a kids
Right.
show. Otherwise, people can't comment.
That's right.
There's lots of
That's
things
right.
I'm learning. You know,
Yeah.
lots of
Even
things
though
I'm
we
learning.
are entirely kid friendly. I mean, pretty
Oh
darn
yeah,
kid
yeah, yeah,
friendly. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, come on. But we always have been. I mean, that's kind of our jam. That's I mean,
Hey
family
Tony.
music.
Hey Tony, how are you?
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Well, we have been kind of getting our tech stuff together because you and I have been doing a lot of recording together.
Oh yeah.
Because of COVID, we can't travel. Things are still. I mean, we're not on full lockdown anymore right now, but we are still restricted compared to usual. And so, James, I gotta
Got
give
my
a shout out
phone.
to you, buddy. Like James, everybody has already sunk his teeth into Ableton, Pro Tools, and all that stuff on his streaming gaming computer. And we are already cranking out stuff here at home, and it's a breakthrough for us, isn't it, James? Because I mean, we have never had a proper recording setup until now.
If you don't evolve, John, you die. That's what they say, right?
Right.
That's the
That's right.
phrase.
That's right. So we kind of
I appreciate the props. I
James
do.
and I listen. We have often said we're like cockroaches in the music business, right? Like you can't like
Hey
it
Amy.
literally it could be like a nuclear disaster, and we just hunker down and we survive and we get back out there and we just keep crushing. And this is our 20th anniversary year. I know we've talked about that before, but we've definitely had periods of you know time when it's slower or faster. And having dealt with COVID for the last year, it's like we're just going, okay, what can we do on our own here? And so we've been working with our producer for this next project from a distance, and it's been awesome. James, you are killing it with
Appreciate
the
that.
engineering. So
If Amy's been
pat on the back.
wondering, I didn't stream on my personal Unity Everett on Twitch for several days because I've been doing this stuff with John. So I've kind of been
Right.
focusing my energy on that. So just if she wondered if I fell off the face of the earth,
So James's gaming streaming is so
yeah.
you've minimized the gaming streaming. Is that it?
Well, to be honest, I enjoy a game here and there, but I've just kind of become addicted to kind of learning some of this other
Well, it's
stuff.
like a game, right? I mean,
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
software is kind of like
She
that. I
says
mean,
it's
all
all
those
good.
shortcuts and
She's busy streaming all the time. One thing I want to get off my chest, John. I've seen this a bunch, and I don't know if it's fake. Is there actually the Abrams?
that's kind of, wait, hang on a
Um,
second. Before you go down that road, though, that's kind of one of your things, eh? Like you want to find out whether something's fake or not, like on the internet. That's a bit of
it
a
is.
thing. A theme I've noticed from you.
It is.
That is like, well, is that really the real? So what's going on in James' world for
Amy
fake or real
says,
right now?
"I thought Milo stole your setup." Nice, nice. Milo makes many appearances on
Mischief
that.
Milo. Mischief Milo.
Um,
Our merch, like we know about it, but that said, Warner's got a full
it's
store
probably
of our
made to
stuff.
order, right? Like one, like if someone ordered it, they just make one.
Maybe, but six
Probably one of
bucks
those
for
things.
vinyl. There's no way that they're able to even press vinyl for $6. I mean,
I don't know.
cost of vinyl in small qualities is high, like really high. I don't know if you knew that, but like it's really high. You have to order like
Is it?
300 or 400. Alex was finding this out recently, like
Hmm.
300 or 400 uh, copies to get it at like 22 bucks a unit or something. It's like
It's
really
probably
expensive.
always been like that because didn't the Abrams family make first of all awesome record,
Yes, walk this
and
road.
don't they still
We
have
have vinyl.
like boxes of them somewhere?
Yes. Yeah. So this, okay, everybody, this was a record that the
I wonder if it's on Google.
second generation of, excuse me, second generation of Abrams family singers. So that's our grandparents, Wayne and Mary Abrams, and our Uncle David and Aunt Corey and Aunt Pam. Ken Harnan, Don Edmonds, a bunch of different people in that band. Um, they made a record in 1975 called Walk This Road. They recorded it in Westport at Summit Sound with Dave Daw up there. And the picture on the front of it is them in front of the
You
old
don't have one, do
studio.
you?
I
Downstairs?
think I might downstairs. I might have
Go
one.
take a
I might
look.
have one downstairs. Let me go take a quick look. I won't take super long, but let me take a quick look and see. Just chat, James.
Oh, of course I'll chat. And I'll just sit here and stare at the camera. I forgot to bring my sounds up, my soundboard. Could have done something there, but Amy says, "Ooh, a normal colored drink, James." Well, I have something to say about. I've got an iced coffee, and kind of I was off the coffee for a bit, and I was on the tea, but most recently I have, spring's coming around. An iced coffee, pretty nice. Well, it's not my go-to. I've just the last couple days I've been, but I found out something about coffee that I got to talk about with John. It's something it's not good.
No, I don't have it. I'll have to get it for next
Dude, I
weekend
think you
because
just
I think I
pretended
talked
to
about
run downstairs.
Oh, I ran.
I
In fact, I'm a
pretended
little bit out of
you
breath.
pretended you went down and you just like did a 360,
No,
came
no,
right
no.
back.
I
You didn't
flipped
even
through.
look.
I flipped through our record. We've got a record crate, and I flipped through it, and we don't have it. And I did kind of run. So yeah, that's a real
Oh, here I'm
deal.
getting a link. Look at this. I want one of these. We can get oh, we did get some of these, right? But they weren't quite right. The mesh trucker hat.
Oh yeah. They didn't turn out. That's right. That's right.
But I kind of want one.
Maybe it's a
I want one
maybe,
like that's nicely is done,
maybe it's a different maybe it's a different like
We don't have to get into that.
but no.
It
Sorry,
looks
I keep
nice to me.
clearing my throat, by the way, because I had a glass of milk before we started the stream, and it went down the
I
wrong
feel like
way,
my
and then
camera's a
it
little
went down
whack.
the wrong way a second time. You know how it is. Like if you have something go down the wrong tube, I think it's because water is hydrophilic, obviously, right? Like it wants to
Excuse
attach.
me?
Isn't that the right term? Like water wants to keep. It's not phobic. It's philic. Like it
Of
wants
course
to.
it is.
Yeah, so
Hydro
water
water.
attracts other water. Water
Yes.
attracts other water. That's
Yes.
why you see
Because it's
on
polar.
the because it's polar. That's
Yeah.
right.
So
So
you really need to, yeah.
no. I just remember studying that in chemistry in high school, and you did it in university. But so but that's what happens, though, isn't that like that's what happens when you have it go down the wrong way? If you take another sip, you're more susceptible to having it go down the wrong way the next time because
Oh,
it's like kind of
probably,
attracting.
actually.
Huh? Yeah. Well, that happened with the milk, and so I'm
Probably.
just coughing. Anyway, Walk This Road,
What is it?
1975, the
Amy's
Abrams
saying
family.
hydrophile.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
Yeah,
that's
hydrophilic.
hydrophilic, yeah, I believe is
Yeah,
the term.
that's what I said, and you laughed at me.
Yeah. But I just, I in my head, I'm like, yes, of course it is.
Yes,
But
okay,
sorry.
okay. But
Ask
so
Alexa.
that record, what got us onto that record?
Amy
We were
says,
talking about
ask
vinyl.
Alexa.
Oh yeah, so Pop still has boxes of the
It's a great
of
record.
the Abrams vinyl.
The funniest part about it, we gotta
copies.
find it. The funniest part about it is, um,
Funniest part.
you know the funniest part
I do. You tell it
is
though.
when they made the record art, they drew in hair on Pop, right? Because he was bald. But and I don't even know exactly how they. I think they just took a marker, right? Because it was back in the 70s. Like it
I think
wasn't
yeah. So it
Photoshop.
was a picture on the back of the record, right? Where they're walking away like together, and they're all. It's a classic 1975 gospel record. Like they're holding hands, walking away in a field surrounded like by trees. It's awesome. And they wanted. I don't know if it was Pop who wanted it or something like that, but they airbrushed in hair on Pop in the
Oh.
walking away photo. So good. I love that. That is a good story.
Okay, so I teased a little
Yeah.
bit because I said Amy said something about me having a normal drink,
Right.
colored drink. I said that I was off coffee for a bit, and I kind
Right.
of have gotten onto an autoplay. Cancel. Thank you.
Yeah, you've
Um,
always got some weird colored drinks going on, some energy.
yeah. Well, So I got back onto some iced coffees. I'm just on the iced coffees. I kind of took a
Are
break
they
from
are
that.
they
I got back on. You stopped reading news for Lent. I got back onto coffee for Lent. Um,
Wait. You said okay, you said I'm just on the iced coffees. Are iced coffees less like invasive to your body or less problematic for you than regular
oh, I
coffees?
see
Like
what you're saying. Yeah.
it's the
I don't know.
same
I
thing
was
as it's
trying to
cold.
pretend it's different. Um, Amy says,
Nice.
so has John's hair been drawn on all this time?
Oh
Is it
yeah,
green screen?
yeah. My
Yes.
super long hair, yeah,
Yeah.
which I constantly wear in a bun these days because it's very long now. Yes, it's just been drawn on the whole
I
time.
found out something, John,
CGI
about
is
coffee.
much more advanced than it was in 1975. Obviously,
I found something out about coffee,
what's that?
and it's a little horrifying. And
Oh
someone on I think it's TikTok. You learn lots on TikTok.
yes,
Speaking of, we're procrastinating still on that first post, huh?
I know. No, we got to do
It's
our
like a
first post
running
on TikTok. Well, it's just
inside
kind of like
thing now.
there's a big lead up to it. You know, now it's a thing.
Yeah.
Let's do it
So
though.
so coffee. There's a doctor. Let me see if I can go to the React page and we can see this. A doctor issues cockroach warning to coffee drinkers,
What?
and people are freaking out. Miss you too, Nico. Hey, sorry, I hope I responded the first time. I can see. Oh, now you're on
Doctor
Facebook. Hey,
issue.
buddy.
What? What do you mean
Um,
cockroach warning? Like
so yeah,
in
it's
what?
TikTok. A video on TikTok to
Like
warn
at in Starbucks cups or something? Like what? Where? Where's the
pre-ground coffee beans and cockroaches.
What?
Um,
What do you mean?
so on let me just pull down
Is
on
there a
here.
brand? I mean, we've been buying the PC brand because we got it
He
on
says
sale last week.
pre-ground coffee contains ground up cockroaches. And
What?
that's because, and I've heard this from a different place. Like there was a guy I was watching on one of the streams, and he said, "Oh, I had to throw out my coffee maker today," and I think he lives in like Pennsylvania, so it's like not even really south. You know how it gets. The warmer it gets, the more cockroaches,
Sure,
hanging out.
sure. Yeah, we
And
well we
from our tour experiences, he
yes,
said, "Yeah, no, because I have this happen sometimes because there's cockroaches around where he lives or whatever, and they love the kind of dark and moist kind of places, right?" I was trying to think of a different word than that because I know sometimes that's triggering for people. That word,
humid.
like
You
one
can
of
say
those, humid.
humid
Thank
place.
you, thank you. And so I heard that, and then I read this story, and I'm like, okay, so this really is a thing: cockroaches and coffee machines. But in this case, it's wherever they grind the beans, pre-grind them. They can't really
Right.
control no these cockroaches from getting
Well,
into.
yeah, you can. You just have standards for your
Yeah,
factory.
Tony says same for cheap Cuban knockoff cigars. No, so apparently
Oh,
there is
no
a
way.
certain
It's a thing.
percentage of cockroaches that are is passable in the product, and it was
No
not. It
way.
was a larger percentage before food standards have gotten better.
Yeah, sure.
But I
It's like
mean, there's still a
50%
percentage.
cockroach.
There's I think I read somewhere 10%. I'm not joking. It could have been up to
No, that's
10% back in
high.
like
That
the
feels very
70s.
high.
No, no, not now. Saying
Okay.
back. Um, so
That's awful.
now I don't know. Like, is that the same with I mean I have
Okay,
I
so
got a point.
beans.
Is it the
So just
same for
hold
the
it.
fast food coffee wherever they
Well,
get that? I mean, probably. I mean,
well, I mean, I guess. Like,
it's
I mean, it
just
depends. I mean, if you're grinding your own
rough.
beans, it's one thing. But even like I mean, we're not producing coffee in Canada. So I mean, where's this PC brand coffee coming from?
Well, it's in warmer
I
tropical
mean,
places where they grow this
Guatemala
stuff,
or
right?
Honduras or
So I
yeah. I mean,
mean, you
so
know,
it's totally possible that
yeah.
Well,
There, no,
you know
there,
what
no, no, no.
though?
Apparently, it is fact that there's a percentage
Right,
of
a
this
tolerable percentage.
pre-ground coffee beans that is cockroaches,
Wow.
and
Okay. Well, I
there's a
mean,
certain percentage that's passable, and it just happens. That's just a matter of life.
so protein, at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
there are other things it could be. I mean, cockroaches are maybe not the worst
anyways,
thing I can imagine being in there. So yeah, so
that was a
knock
tough
off the
lesson I
coffee
learned.
and the Cuban cigars, I guess. That's just
Well, I'm on the iced coffees for Lent, as I said.
right. You're on the iced coffees for Lent.
Yeah.
Um, wow, that's rough. Maybe we should do a taste test of different coffees sometime. That would be good. We were talking about doing taste test of burgers.
So next Monday we may um, go back because I just feel like early on, John, when we had none of this technology, it's
Right.
like we had to think of some more. Remember when we did our chocolate bar taste test? We
Oh,
had to think
well,
of something because the technology was so bad. Well,
I,
there you
I
go.
actually
You got an
I
eat
actually brought
more.
this
Wasn't
up.
it
I
one of
actually
our
so
F
funny you mentioned
tier?
this. Okay, this was our F minus tier. Okay, so eat more. This was the one that unanimously in
That
our
name is so
chocolate
ironic.
bar. I know, in our chocolate bar
Or
eating taste test last season. This was the absolute loser.
like we
This was the
described it
one.
as like a pioneer treat. Like
This
it
was at
would
the
have been
bottom of the list.
good, you know,
It tastes like,
a
well,
couple
I
hundred
thought I'd
years
give it
ago,
another
maybe,
shot. I thought
or a
I'd give it
hundred
another
years
shot.
ago.
It's kind of like by the way, I've had this for a year. I don't know if that makes it worse, but
Isn't it like kind of sawdusty? Like it's kind of like you got some
oh
sap
man,
and the sawdust and just it just kind of came together.
you know, like I think here's the problem, right? It's kind of got the consistency
Tony says
of,
eat mores are disgusting. Thank you, Tony.
okay, not terrible. Like if if it was the apocalypse and you're out there running the roads, Mad Max style, and you come across a box of these, it'd probably be a treat.
It's like you found something on the floor in the wood shop.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
You
it's
know what
like.
this is actually like? This is actually like eating those. I can't eat more of this. It's actually like
Sawdust
eating
and wood
those.
glue. Tony knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Tony's nailing it. It's a lot like eating those energy power bars. Do you know what I mean? The high protein energy power
I
bars
love
that are
those, by the way.
always, yeah, but they're always like granular, like really grainy and granular.
I
Unless you
love it.
get good ones. Like I think the Cliff ones are okay, but they're always like proteiny and
You
grand. It's
know, and
like
they
eating
put
sand. So hold on. It's like eating those, but you don't get any of the benefits of a
yeah,
power
yeah,
bar.
yeah. Has
You're
no
eating
nutritional
terrible.
value,
No,
but
this is horrible.
it tastes like as bad as some healthy thing.
This
But
is really unfortunate.
I
Why are
love
they still making them? I mean, there's a market for them.
somebody likes them. Hey, Keem,
Somebody
how
likes
are
them.
you?
Who
Glad
likes
you're here,
these?
man. Glad you're able to comment. I'm glad things are normal this week. It's been 2 weeks of stuff acting up on us, so
Man, that's
glad it got this
bad.
sorted out.
That's so
We
bad.
well we're John and I we wait before the stream on here just to get things set up. And you know, we just stare at each other. But from sometimes we'll also watch a video. Hey John, to pass the time. You know, we'll
Yes,
get here about
sometimes, yeah.
30 minutes before and we'll just get
Yeah,
things rolling.
usually we're exactly
And the
get
stuff
flowing,
still goes wrong. But
get into the zone.
we found a video just because we pull up the make sure that this capture window is working, and we pulled up a video of everybody's got to know Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh
I
yeah, well
couldn't,
it got to be right, like Shaq.
you know, no, no,
Shaq.
I'm. It's a rhetorical thing.
No, I know you do, but I mean, yeah, like
Everybody
Shaq,
knows Shaq.
LA Lakers, big, yeah. I mean, like
Um,
classic NBA player.
Obviously, I know he's big, but we found this video of him on up one of these because he's a commentator now, right? Or he's like a
Oh,
color
okay. I actually
guy
didn't know
on
that. Yeah,
NBA stuff, ESPN, and
that's awesome.
he's drinking a bottle of water. They have footage of it. I can't believe how small he makes
Oh
the
yeah.
water bottle look.
We just watch this. Okay, so it just looks like a guy just sitting there, just chatting, and then holy smokes, it's like it's a dollhouse bottle of water.
Dude, he's holding it with the tips, like just the tips of his like with his hand. Like honestly, that looks fake. That looks
It's like
fake to me.
it's like a bottle of water you get in a mini
What do you
bar in
guys
the
think?
hotel
Like
room. Like it's so
it
small.
does look. It looks like he got one of those mini bottles.
You're like little guys. Yeah.
I don't
That's
know if it's the
amazing.
angle. This is good too. With
Oh, this is good.
Jimmy
This is good.
Fallon.
Yeah, we got to see this.
It's not a big and tall line. Fits you, fits me, fits everybody. No, it fits everybody. I'm making it for everybody.
Let me try it out.
Sure.
Look at how tall he is.
With this jacket though, when Jimmy puts it on. I know he's big, but I just couldn't. It always just blows my mind. Like that's just
crazy.
insane.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
That is, and he's not even the tallest, isn't it? Sun Ming or whatever, who's the tallest basketball player ever, 7'9". Shaq is 7'1". Can you imagine being 7'9"?
Well, it's
Like,
tallest basketball player ever.
yeah, I think it was him. And I mean, I apologize if I hopefully my pronunciation wasn't too bad, but Very tall.
Oh my goodness. Yo, guess I can but here with I guess maybe the smallest here. Are we sure
Whoa.
it's not this guy? It's this guy?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
This guy though, those legs. Holy. My head
And
is
you know, it's
probably
funny.
like just above his knee.
I used to be. I used to go on the playground when I was a kid, and I was really. I don't know. I must have been like. I think I was like 6 years old, something. And I used to go out play basketball, and my goal then, and it was just the flavor of the week goal. I wanted to be in the NBA. I don't know if I ever told you this, James, but I was like really into the
Y-
Vancouver
You really
Grizzlies.
had a chance too. Really had a chance,
And you
man.
know what? I mean, someone talked sense into me. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't a member of our family. It was somebody else. And they said, well, two things. And I was 6. Like, two things. Number one, if you want to be in the NBA, you have to play basketball every single day, like multiple
At
hours a
least.
day. And number two, you'll never be tall enough. At
That's
6.
crazy.
And I
You
was
remember
like,
who told you that?
no, I can't. I can't remember who told me that.
That somebody just laid it down. That's
Someone
kind
laid it
of
down.
brutal, dude.
Just straight up said no, and you'll never be tall enough. And I was like,
I don't know if that's the way, you know?
I don't think it's the way either. I wouldn't do that. Like shatter. But you know what? I mean,
I'll tell
let's
you.
face it. It was a flavor of the week dream. It wasn't like I had had a dream for a year or something like
Yeah,
that. But you know what? Who knows? Maybe if I wasn't told that, I'd be a basketball star. But then I wouldn't be a musician. So
that's funny. Tony says, eat mores don't cost anything to make because it's just scrap swept from the floor. That's exactly it from
sure,
the
sure.
wood shop.
I'm with that.
Skylar's
You know,
life.
Dad met Shaquille O'Neal once, right? You know, our dad met
Well,
him,
you
right?
said that, but I don't know if I
No,
believe
he
you.
did. He did when Dad was working as a police officer, and he was working in the RCMP. Like he had to do. They hired him and a number of people from the RCMP to do private security detail at some of the larger events in Toronto. And one of them was it was, I think it was the All-Star game or something. I'd have to ask him again, but he stood next to him. He met him and he stood next to him, and he said he's just. I mean, like we're taller than Dad, right? So
Thanks, Dwayne.
you can imagine like Jimmy Fallon. I don't know how tall is Jimmy Fallon?
I think he's. I don't know. I have no
Like maybe
clue.
Dad's height
Probably
or
six
our height.
feet.
I don't know. So, I mean, that was about the comparison. That's crazy. Eh?
Thanks, Skylar, for being here. Appreciate that. Hello. Amy thinks that Dutch people are the tallest people in the world.
Dutch people are tall. Like Alex, my wife Alex, she's of Dutch descent, and her grandparents. I mean, her grandparents
They're
are.
they're large.
Her grandfather
Tall.
is, and he's from Friesland, which is yeah. So I mean, we've toured throughout the Netherlands before, and we've been through Friesland, and he is in his 80s, and he is. I mean, he has a bit of a stoop now, but he's still taller than me.
It's crazy.
I mean, and I'm 5'11", so I mean that's amazing. In his 80s.
Yeah, no, he's a large man. Circling back, hey, Alistair. Uh, I was gonna mention. Oh yeah, in the beginning, I had mentioned Alistair that I think maybe when you mentioned that I'm just getting a call. 1 second, you take her away, Johnny.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know where James was talking, what he was going to talk about, but here's what I want to talk about this. So this week I realized that I'm almost out of wood, right? So it's the end of the season, and that's just sort of the thing. You try and calculate as well as you can how much wood you're going to burn throughout the year. And we were doing really well, but then the last month and a half, it got really cold here. I mean, it was cold, and particularly at night, like it would get really cold.
Okay.
And are you good? Are you back?
Yeah, no. Apparently, Kyla just bought the vinyl, so it should probably be, and she'll tell
No,
us if it's legit because it's coming
that's
to our
awesome.
place.
Okay,
So,
yeah. No, well,
couple
we
of
have to
things.
put it
Yeah,
up.
we're kind of going in
I
multiple
will be
directions
embarrassed
here.
I'm embarrassed if we don't know that we're selling vinyl, to be honest with you.
I didn't know that
Um,
you could do made to
me,
order vinyl for us, but it'll be great. We can put it on the record player, I guess. And listen to it once.
I knew that we did other made to order merch. I just didn't know that we did vinyl. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's been very cold, and particularly at night, it gets really cold. It has been, although it's kind of warmed up a bit, which is nice. When I
Hey,
say
Bev, how
warmed
are
up,
you?
I mean like we're around the minus single digits for in
Yeah,
Celsius. So that's for a lot of our American and even UK and overseas
it's
fans, that's
30.
still horrible cold. But
30 Fahrenheit is 0.
It made me think about this thing that I saw. That's right, James. Nice, good conversion in your head there.
Are we going into a big next section? Like, what are you talking
No,
about?
no.
Here?
I just
'Cause
wanted.
I
I just
want
wanted
to
to
finish one thing about what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, you finish that then, and I'll bump onto this because you were
Okay.
jumping on the phone there.
So I mentioned earlier, for anybody who's new, I was off coffee for a bit, learned about. I'm back on having a couple iced coffees here, which is better for you, John, than hot coffee, as you well know. And
Okay.
and but I found out something just as I had a coffee. I think it's been a couple months. That there is a percentage of pre-ground up coffee that is cockroaches.
Right.
Because they can't control cockroaches. It's appealing to them in the humid, the dark, humid environments that they do this, and so there's a percentage of it.
Are you
So
telling the same story again?
no. We didn't mention the experience we had with cockroaches. That's why I'm just bringing them up.
Okay. Oh yeah. The cockroach experience, right?
Yeah. Well, we had this on the road talking about
That's
fast
right.
food, and we were circling to what we said earlier about the burger. We would like to get back to some of the podcast roots and do a taste test of our favorite fast food burgers.
Oh man, this
And
would have been such a
finally-
great slick segue if you didn't take that
Finally,
call.
yeah, finally, for once and for all, labeling our favorite. Do a tiered list of the different fast food burgers. But we had, so in Canada we don't have it, but it's called Sonic, and it's pretty big in the US.
Sonic's great.
And we actually really enjoyed Sonic and still enjoy it, I guess, right? Have we gone back?
And Sonic
since?
it's a proper drive-in restaurant. Like it's still like I think it's one of the last chain drive-in.
I like that aspect.
Burger
of it.
joints. Yeah, it's cool.
So I don't know if it was. I think it might have been our cousin Eli that this happened to. Actually,
I think it was. Yeah.
And we all get our meals. We're sitting there on an outdoor table, so it's possible that it wasn't from the kitchen. But he has this meticulous way of eating French fries, or he did then. I don't know if he still has it, but he'd take each fry and he would put. He would open his ketchup pack and he'd put the ketchup on each fry. And
individually ketchup each fry.
That saved him. That saved him.
It's true.
Because he tips the French fry thing down, and he has them all ready there, and he grabs a fry, does his deal, and because he did that, and he wasn't like doing the, I do the multiple like
I do the
fry,
fistfuls.
yeah,
for
5 fry,
sure.
and
the 5 fry,
and so he while he's doing like his 1 by 1, wouldn't you know it, just a little cockroach comes out of the fry container. Brutal. Couldn't go to
That's
go to
brutal.
Sonic.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
Well, when
enough of all that the gross cockroach talk. We're moving.
Well, when and speaking of coffee, oh man, didn't even think of this, but apparently, so cockroach eggs actually look
can
like.
we just stop with it? It's it's going past the line for me.
No, but no, this is why they actually look like little coffee beans. Did you know that? No, but they do. They look like coffee beans. That's probably why, to be honest with you. I bet you that's why. But anyway, yeah. But when Alex was in the mom, she had them on her headboard of her bed.
Okay.
But we'll go to that. So anyway, I was starting to talk about the wood.
Let's do that. Transparent wood, right?
Transparent wood. So, I didn't get the transparent wood yet, but
let's keep it rolling.
So they recently, within the last few years, but I think they made a particularly big breakthrough this fall, have developed transparent wood. So what they do is they put the wood into a solution, and I think it's called lignin. It's what gives wood its color. The solution essentially, removes the color of the wood. And then you fill all the little porous holes of the lignin with epoxy, and it creates transparent wood. Watch this little video. It kind of gives you an idea of it. This is a 5-year-old video, but
like the tunes, like this.
nice, eh? Yeah.
Good energy.
Doing science.
Lignin.
Yeah, lignin. That's a satisfying moment there.
Oh, relax.
Look at that. Look at that.
Relax on the guitars.
Yeah, they're really cranking the. See, look at that.
Sorry, and it's stronger than what?
Well, it's way stronger than glass.
Way stronger
Look
than
at that.
glass.
Look at that. Look at that on the left.
So you think they'll have that in cars? What do you
Yeah,
think?
well, I mean, here's the thing. So they've made more breakthroughs this fall on making it even clearer. It's like really quite good now. So the great thing is it's way more insulating than regular glass, so better for windows for houses. It's way stronger. I mean, you saw the smashing hammer example there, and apparently it's way more energy efficient and eco efficient to make transparent wood than it is to actually make glass from a carbon
Doesn't glass just
emission
get
perspective.
made like naturally too though?
Yeah, but I think the mass manufacturing
actual-
of
yeah, yeah,
glass,
no.
yeah, I couldn't tell you what the
Isn't
process
there
is.
like
But,
it washes up on the beach and stuff like glass? Like
well, glass is fine because it turns into sand. It's
am I
plastic,
dreaming?
and that's plastic washes up on the beach everywhere.
No,
It's
no, glass. Isn't there like some natural form of
Oh,
glass?
sea glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sea
Glass
glass
comes
is
from
just like
sand, Amy says.
no, but sea glass, I'm pretty sure, is eroded human-made glass, like pieces of
Oh.
bottles and stuff that turns into like looks like stones because it's been eroded so much. But
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. But anyway, well, this is great because it's I think it'd be an awesome solution to like not having it's just better than glass if you can do that. So that I thought that was pretty cool. So
Sea
I
glass and
am
beach glass are similar but come from different types of water. Sea glass is physically and chemically weathered glass found already glass.
right
Found on
made
beaches on
glass.
bodies of salt water.
Mica, though, I mean, that's what they used to use for glass, and our family were mica miners. We've talked about that, right?
Oh yeah.
Mica is like a flaky mineral that flakes off, and they used to make glass panes out of mica. That's why there were so many mica mines around this area because our family went to work in the mica mines. We're great grandchildren, great nephews of mica miners.
Thanks,
So,
Bev. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're having a good time. Bev says you guys are hilarious. But so that's
thanks,
nice.
Beb. That's nice. That's really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, that makes us feel good.
Yeah. I don't necessarily consider myself funny. You're kind of a funny guy, John.
You're funny. You're a funny guy, James. I think it's us. It's a collective we
Good.
that gets funny.
What's this? Scientists create transparent wood.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
it is.
So scroll down.
Okay.
Scroll down there.
'Cause you gave me
That's
this
how
link
good
too.
it is now. That's how good it is. Look at that.
Come on.
That's balsa wood turned transparent.
No.
Yeah, the balsa wood's really thin. And look at that. Isn't that crazy?
I don't know. What
do you mean
website?
you
Good
don't
News
know?
Network? What's Good
Yeah,
News
but
Network?
it was on CBC. The same picture was on CBC. The same picture was on BBC. I just this was the best sort of.
So you
condensed
chose
article.
Good News? So you chose the Good News
No,
Network?
this one had the video in it and it had the picture. It was all just sort of like all put together. I try to make things easy for you, James. Like as great as you are with the tech, I try and make things easy for you.
Appreciate that.
So,
that.
yeah.
Okay, well,
GNN.
that's
Good
cool,
News
man.
Network.
I like that. I think
Yeah.
if it's easier to make or takes less energy, then why not?
Why not?
It looks-
Well, and I think it might be a better product. It just wasn't a thing that was available to us.
Speaking of
technologically.
glass and breaking glass or like strength of glass, I think of that when Tesla,
right.
no, this makes sense. When Tesla unveiled their Cybertruck, which
I
if
remember
I
that.
ever had the money, I actually think it's so ridiculous. It's cool to me.
Yeah, me too.
I
me
think
too.
they do look ridiculous. But
Yeah, me too.
let me pull this thing up.
They're so cool.
Cybertruck.
I think weren't they just released last year? I think that we
Yeah,
featured
they're
them on our last
It's
season. 'cause of
so
that.
funny, and I heard Elon Musk describing what happened. But in the demonstration, when they're showing this truck,
Right.
they had this big Apple-like thing where they wanted to be dramatic, and,
Oh, on
and
the
they're like,
stage.
throw a bowling ball or something at the window because it's supposed to be bulletproof. This
Didn't he
truck's
chuck
bulletproof.
rocks or like smash it with a tire iron
So
or
they
something?
throw like this rock or whatever at the
Yeah.
window, and
I
it's
think-
supposed to be bulletproof, and it just smashes right through.
It just shattered. You know what though?
Oh my goodness.
Elon Musk is super cool. He's just like, okay, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. We'll fix that.
Oh.
It's just like, no problem, right? I remember that.
Video.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So I think if we can get something like this.
Glass, please.
This is great.
Apparently, it was because they tested this so many times. Tony says, there is your next guitar material. Oh, there you go. You could
That's
maybe,
good,
John,
yeah.
put it in as inlay or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's supposed to be
Maybe that
bulletproof.
was a little too hard.
Maybe that was a little too hard.
Well, a bullet's harder
So
than that.
the explanation was that so they did a they also did how the body is really really strong and they used a sledgehammer. Okay, so the
Right,
explanation
right.
was they were testing it like all day, and what happened was that
Oh.
at some point the sledgehammer bit probably caused a little fracture at the bottom of the window.
Oh,
This is what they
probably. Weakened
speculate.
it.
Weakened it,
yeah.
and if this is bulletproof, unless there's a little, a little.
Sure.
Well, like any window,
It's
it's
stress
really
fracture
it's
or
pretty
something.
strong unless it gets a little, even just the tiniest crack, and then it'll just spread from there, right? It'll just be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so.
Well, I had to replace the windshield in our car, a couple weeks ago, and because it's so cold, like you start with one little crack, and I had actually booked the windshield replaced. It was like days later,
Yeah,
and it in a matter of 24 hours, the crack had gone all the way across the window, the
crazy,
windshield, all the way across.
crazy.
Usually you can get more out of that, but like it was just so. I mean, that's just what happens, right? So that's funny. I forgot about that. The stone. You know, also both feet in, right? Like jumping both feet in and just going, "This is what we're doing. We're chucking a rock at the glass." And
Yeah, it's a dramatic kind of
yeah.
unveiling. I know you have been off the news, so I kind of, but I've been trying to keep up with the news more than usual, John, because I know that we got to have something to talk about and topical about what's going on
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what? I've decided that I kind of like to find some of these, like the Good News Network, the reputable site you had there.
GNN, yeah.
I've decided to just kind of search nice news, interesting
Yeah, we can
stories
use
that are
that.
like good, and I know there's a bit more of a trend of people kind of doing that stuff just because it's tough. It's like, yeah.
There's
Anyways,
just a lot of bad news out there we could dwell on, and
so
you know what?
I
think
found
you're
some
right.
nice stories, some crazy ones, some whatever, and I'll probably do this, most weeks if I can find something interesting. This one was nice. I'm a cat man. Here
Yep,
on the
for sure.
So this is the Huffington Post, that's legit, right?
Huffington Post, sure. Legit
No,
enough.
is it called the Huff Post now?
Yeah, it was the
Found this
Huffington
one.
at one time.
Los Angeles man reunites with cat who vanished 15 years ago. Nice story.
No way.
Nice
What?
story.
How? How did the cat find his way back? Sorry, I'm trying to eat more again.
So we can go down here. It says a cat went astray 15 years ago. Has been reunited with its owner. This Charles adopted her 2005.
Yeah.
Apparently right around then she left, or she ran away one night when she was out back or whatever. Out back of his place. She was
That's sad.
found on Sunday, 40 miles from where he lives. Just
Just
a ways.
like,
but it's been 15
feral,
years.
like wandering, like living off the land.
He received
kinda
a call. Yeah, he received a call
Wow.
from Los Angeles County Animal Shelter. She had a microchip, so
That's
that
it.
saved her.
There you go. Get
So,
your pet's
yeah,
microchip,
pretty sure
folks.
mine
Yeah.
are.
Clooney
Microchip
is.
wouldn't
Or,
lie.
I don't-
He
I
apparently
don't
had
know
the
if
same
Thor is.
phone number. Fortunately, his other information had changed, right? So that the only thing that saved him was
Right.
that he had the same cell phone number.
So
which is-
someone just found this cat and scanned, like, look for a
Charles
chip.
suspects that somebody found her as a kitten and kept her all those years without bothering to check whether she had a microchip. He believes she must have become separated or run off several months ago.
Oh, there you go. And then they found her with the chip. Okay.
What a great story, eh?
That's awesome. I mean, potentially
else?
somebody
What
out there
else?
is out a cat, though, that they raised.
True.
Don't think about that.
True.
Like, it's probably
I
somebody's
didn't think
cat.
about
Like,
that.
if the kitten ended up at someone's house for 15 years, I mean, think about those poor folks.
True, John. I didn't think
And of course,
about
now they
that.
can't go take the cat back because Buddy's made a big sensational story.
Oh yeah, now because it's in the in the news. I didn't think about
That's
that
a
one. Yeah.
wow. That's a no one Wilson wow.
I love
I
when
mean, that
lost
kind of
animals
puts a
are.
negative spin on it, but it's a nice. That's you know what. Let's imagine that the cat was bounced from home to home. Like that. Let's
Yeah.
imagine that.
Let's just
And
imagine it was just a gritty, tough cat.
just
It lived off
mean, just
of the
trash,
behind the restaurant dumpster
banana
food,
peels,
and it's in a safe place now.
rodent catching kind of thing. Yeah,
Aliza says, "I love when lost animals are reunited with their owners." I agree.
yeah.
I think
Me
we can
too.
all
Me
agree on
too.
that. Another one here. This one was crazy, and you are a what would you call yourself? A responsible hunter,
Me?
a
Yes, I am.
respectful
Yeah,
hunter.
yeah.
So you're a
Well,
hunter.
I have
Some
hunted for
people,
years. I have hunted for years, and not everybody, not everybody is necessarily sort of in that headspace for a number of reasons. But for me, it's always about respect, and it's about feeding Alex and I, and so it's only ever been about that for me, and it's sustainability too. That's the other thing. It's an opportunity to try and not necessarily go out there and
so
buy
you hunt
certain
turkey
kinds of meat
sometimes,
and
right? Turkey.
turkeys, yeah,
Well,
for
there's
sure,
this
turkey's good.
story.
So look after
Story that
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
so for all because of you and all the other people, John, turkeys
Mhm.
are fighting back. They're starting to
The
fight back.
turkeys are fighting back.
Turkey
Well, they're
crashes through.
smart. You know, like
Oh,
wild
they
turkeys
are
are very
smart, aren't
smart,
they?
very smart. Yeah, yeah. And you know
Turkey
what? Like it's very hard to be successful at that. Yeah.
Turkey crashes through window in California dentist office. Now look at
What?
this. We don't need to watch this, but look at this. Smashes right through the window. Now they think it's probably because
What? Should have had a
um
transparent wood.
is it stronger?
Yeah, waste. We talked about this. I just showed you a video where a guy where they smashed the
Look at
glass
this.
with a hammer and
Look
then
at this.
smashed the
Someone
window. It didn't
apparently
break.
was in this dentist chair and the turkey comes flying through
No,
at
okay,
them.
play it.
Well, there's no video.
There's no,
It's just
there's
pictures.
no. Oh, that's
Yeah,
too
well,
bad.
they
I guess it would
nobody
have been
was.
so
It would have
sudden.
been
Nobody's
fake
ready.
if it
Yeah,
would have been
fair.
totally thought of as fake if
Yeah,
they had video of the. But
security
the
cam, I
turkey,
guess.
so they think that it saw its reflection and
Oh, sure,
got mad.
sure. Well, particularly if it was a like a tom turkey. Well, it could be a hen too. But if a tom turkey saw another tom, like they'd probably attack, or a hen and attack another hen if they, all depends on the season. But that's probably what happened, James. That's a good point. It's kind of like the scene in Finding Nemo, where the pelican goes in the dentist's office and just like, they rescues Nemo out of there.
Right, 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 right,
Um,
right.
but anyway, yeah, no,
Um,
it's
Tony talking
that's
about
funny.
the Tesla topic before said Elon Musk was beating on the window the day before. Exactly, yeah. So they had been testing it, and they think that it caused a little crack in the bulletproof glass, and then it made it so that it wasn't as strong as as strong as it is typically or whatever
Yeah.
in production. Apparently, they also said that it's stronger glass or a product, especially particularly the cars are now. This is easy to say now because especially as being a salesperson, but that it's strong that the product is stronger in production than it is in prototype. Which I
Oh,
guess
then like a
yeah,
concept? Sure.
apparently
Yeah, sure.
I
I mean,
didn't. Oh, Tony
well,
says no.
I guess
That's
they
why.
test.
Oh, I see. Tony, good one, Tony. Tony
What was that?
says. Tony says no. That's why the turkey smashed the window because Elon Musk was beating on the window the day before. That was
Yeah.
clever.
That's good. I like
Now
that.
talking about funny, that was good.
That's good. That's good.
So that was a good one. This was a little creepy one. Let's do just a quick. There was a quick one that I found about some. This isn't the creepy one, but the a steakhouse in New York City has teamed up with Madame Tussauds. You know that like touristy place,
Yes, the wax figure
Madame
folk thing.
Tussauds. And we were talking about how Madame Tussauds is kind of a place that you and I
Yes.
we like those kind of places. Like, or when I go to New York City, I wouldn't mind dropping by Ripley's, believe it or not. You know what I mean? Times
Yeah.
Square, like those are kind of on the top of my list.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're kind of. There's something. I don't know what it is. There's
I
something
don't mind it. I like those
so
places. Maybe
weirdly
not now.
interesting
COVID
about.
maybe has changed my opinion on those places a
No,
little
but I
bit because they're
mean,
so packed.
listen, and we can say this from the perspective of, you and I are always going downtown to in small towns that we tour in. We
What's
try
the
and go
wax
do
figure
local
places?
stuff.
Yeah.
We try and take in the real culture of the area. But there's something
Funny
weirdly
Gap is
attractive
real.
about the kitsch places like Ripley's Believe It or Not, or like Madame Tussauds. It's like, what is it about that that's so weirdly attractive? Like it's like it keeps people coming.
Amy says, "Did you go to the one in London? We didn't go to Madame.
No, driven by it, but
Yeah, there's one in Paris too.
yeah,
We saw, but
right.
we did go to um, the London Bridge, the prison place.
Mm,
John, remember?
the
And
London
and it
Underground,
has like a
Jack the Ripper.
two story what do you call it? Drop zone. Like it wasn't even
Yes.
it wasn't very high. It was like
No, but it's
we
still,
dropped like it was like
drop
half
zones
a
are the
second.
worst for me.
I
I can't do.
love the drop zone.
Oh, they're
And
terrifying.
Hyde Park, we went to the amusement park.
Yeah, we did
Right?
go to the. That feels
That was at Hyde
That's
Park,
more
right?
than
It's
the
not as
kitschy
touristy.
thing.
Yeah.
Because
little
that's
bit.
actually a thing that I think that people in London will do. Like the Hyde Park.
The
It wasn't it the
Londoners,
Christmas
John?
fair or
You think
something? Was it a Christmas thing?
you think I mean maybe. I think it's mainly tourists that go to the
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really? Like people travel to.
Amy can
I guess so.
Amy
I guess so.
Hauser
Chris,
can
if it was a Christmas thing, it was probably yeah. Frankly, there were a lot of tourists there. I think we spoke with a number of people that didn't have British accents. So, but we did the drop zone there, and this. But is no
So I found
component of
this
that a
funny.
little bit like going to the Kingston Fall Fair? Like we're from Kingston, but we go to the go to the Kingston
True,
Fall Fair.
true.
It's not just for tourists; it's for like the folks here.
Um
We should look that up.
so basically this restaurant, yes we should. This restaurant teamed up with Madame Tussauds and they're just like how would you feel about this? You go into this nice steak restaurant and they have
Okay.
like wax John Ham just like peering at you from the corner.
What?
Audrey Hepburn, like you're just eating. There's
Just sit
there's
down
just
and
a
eat with.
wax Audrey Hepburn with Michael Strahan in the
I want to
corner.
go. I want to go.
It's quite a duo there too.
It's winning here. Winning for me. Wait,
Jimmy
that was Audrey
Fallon
Hepburn and who?
and Michael Strahan, you know the former football player. He's now
That's
on
a
like
really
he's
odd
on
combination. Yeah, Good
um
Morning America or something.
yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
He
Is
was
it like
on. It was I
Kelly
think it was
Ripa?
yeah he was with Kelly Ripa on that
For a
show and
while?
then they poached him. I think I don't know a lot about that
Oh
stuff. But
yeah. I don't know where he is now. I can't remember. I can't keep track. But yeah, that's an odd
all right.
combination.
Amy says people travel to Christmas markets. Yes, Winter Wonderland is the
Thank
most
you.
popular in London. Okay.
Thank you. Okay,
So-
so we were doing it though, and we did the drop zone there, and it's just it's the tension beforehand. I did it at the Calgary Stampede when we played at the Stampede. Do you remember? And I was just terrified. Like
That's when I lost my voice.
I was yelling. I was
I couldn't
yelling
go to that one.
before we dropped. I was yelling like no. Yeah,
That was probably
it's
the last
my-
one you went on, huh?
Yeah, it's not something I
Few years ago.
actively seek out anymore.
Oh, I like a drop zone. It is like probably the only ride left that will give me that kind of
It's
anticipation.
horrible. It's horrible.
Like
I
not
can't.
even a drop on a roller coaster. Like I've done it enough that I can kind of. There's maybe a second or two where I'm kind of like, oh, can I do this? And it's like, but I'm a little older.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, you see it coming with a roller coaster. It's when they jerk you up and down at the top, and then they let you go. It's just horrible.
Yeah, they just do a
horrible.
couple of fake.
But I'll do it. Like I do. If I see a drop zone, I'll do it. It's kind of like I don't know. It's like licking the end of a battery. You know, like to test it. It's like it shocks you, but you wanted to do it a couple times just to make sure. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Anyway,
Amy says
weird analogy.
British people quite like going to Germany for the German Christmas markets
Oh,
too.
sure.
They all right. I guess I
like
wasn't,
Christmas markets. We should do a segment
dialed
on
in.
Christmas markets at Christmas next year. That'd be good.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of, because like days of recognition, today
I have one
is.
more. I have one more story
Okay.
here.
Yeah, and we'll get to that.
It was the creepy one. There was a New York woman. Okay. New York woman finds empty apartment behind bathroom mirror. It was viral on TikTok.
What?
It
And
started with a week.
so she basically took the. Apparently, there's
Okay.
people that
Oh, like I was gonna do
right
secret.
here.
I want to do a secret room in my house.
behind
Is it like a
behind.
secret?
So apparently this is done where behind the mirror, some building some buildings will have just an opening behind your mirror to
What?
access the electrical and stuff. And
Whoa.
can you imagine just a mirror between you and your next
That's
door neighbor?
crazy.
So she goes through, and it was
Whoa.
just empty. It had garbage in it, and it was
It's just
crazy.
like a walled off apartment.
So crazy.
Wow, good for her. Does that mean it's her apartment? I mean, is she renting? Does she own the
How
apartment?
is there just an empty
Whose
apartment
property
with
is
garbage in it, beside
Whose
her?
property
It's so
is
weird. Yeah, it's an apartment building
That'd
in
be
New
a neat-
York.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to find out who actually owns the apartment. Like, who's on the deed.
And they mention in that bit that that's oddly, and maybe it's because of the fact that a lot of buildings have that. So you got to be aware that that's a possibility, that there's a hole behind your mirror. She could feel a draft. And anyways, that's
People are ripping their
there's
mirrors
been
off
several, there's been several scary movies made about people coming through your mirror, but because I guess this has been a thing
yeah,
that I haven't been aware of, that there's sometimes holes in these big buildings. There's holes for easier access to the electrical and
Whoa.
plumbing and stuff. So I mean, there's probably motels and places we've been maybe that have had holes right behind the mirror to the next room, just so that it's easier to get in and fix stuff if it breaks.
See,
I don't know.
I'd check it. I'd rip the mirrors off just to check, but then we'd
Yeah.
lose her. There's a deposit you put down for that, right? Or you put your
That's
credit
true.
card down. That's why you
Alistair
get your
says
credit
that's
card.
a bit creepy. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Finish her up here, Johnny, with the last few minutes. It's International Women's Day.
So
right?
International Women's Day. So we have had the benefit of having some really wonderful women influential in our music and obviously in our family. So we wanted to make sure we did a little spotlight. So let's chat about women in country music a little bit. There's two women I wanted to shout out. James and I had a really awesome opportunity a few years ago to perform with a Canadian country music legend, Marie Bottrell, and CCMA winner multiple times, Female Artist of the Year, fantastic performer, and Marie deserves absolutely a great amount of recognition as a pioneer for Canadian country music. And women in Canadian country music. Here's a little clip of Marie Bottrell performing back in the day.
When would this have been, you think, John?
What's with the 80s to me? Great singer.
Yeah.
So good.
But it's not too late for us to change our ways.
Is this? Do you know if this is her song, John?
No
I'm not sure.
time
I would think so.
for us to change them. Then here and now before love.
And this was the song that I know that we were able to perform with her, which was
We
awesome.
performed with her on No One Needs to Know, Shania Twain,
Right.
another great
Right.
Canadian female country star. And there's a little clip
There's
of
footage
it,
of us, huh?
of us, performing. I think it's like 15 seconds long or something. But this was, I just wanted to say, this was the great opportunity we had to perform at the Legends show at the CCMAs 4 or 5 years ago and get to perform with Marie. She was a lovely person, and I got to sing harmony with her on. I love No One Needs to Know, by the way.
Listen to that fiddle. Love it. No, it's beautiful. You guys' harmonies is awesome.
And listen, her voice sounds just as good as it did in the 80s. Yeah, man.
I remember the
That's awesome.
Western Swing Authority. They always back up. There's a few different people that back up together, though, right? But it's mainly the Western Swing Authority, right?
Right. Yes, exactly. Western String Authority, and they are always at the
They are fantastic.
they're always backing band at the award shows, and can't think of a better backing band at the award shows. Phenomenal artists in Canada. And
Thanks, Tony.
We're
Appreciate
really,
that.
yeah, we're really proud to be in the same sort of
I remember
larger musical family as
I
them.
remember the key that you guys picked to sing that vocally, which is more important than the fiddle. Is like it's a very odd. So I remember one of the guys in the band um, mentioned, "Oh, that's kind of gonna be a weird one for you to play fiddle solo over." And I just said, "Oh, I'll figure it out." And I remember just figuring something out on the fly.
Just giving her. That's awesome. No.
Yeah,
And
so that
also,
was great.
and the first song that I ever knew as a song, like, I mean, I remember being 3 years old and 2 or 3 years old, and the first song that I ever understood to be sort of music you could sing to and lyrics was Nancy Griffith's version of "Speed of the Sound of Loneliness," which is a John Prine song. And
We typically try to stay away from playing music on the stream, but
yeah, and we don't necessarily have to play this. You guys can look up Nancy
I
Griffith.
think today
if you
is
want.
worth it for.
Nancy and I are
Yeah,
going to
sure.
sing the speed of the sound of loneliness. Now.
Oh, John Prine. That's a good stash. I like the stash.
And this is their duet, which is so cool. And of course, we lost John Prine last year to COVID-19, so also a good tribute to him.
You come home late and you come home early. You come home big and when you're feeling small. You come home straight and you come home curly. Sometimes you don't come home at all. So when the world's come over you, what in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness.
Beautiful.
So she
You're
actually,
out there running just to be on the run.
so she actually put out a record
Well, I got a heart that burns with a
of covers of other people's songs in 1993, year you were born, James, and that was the album that I used to sing with, and it's a phenomenal. I can't remember the name of the record right now, but it's all other people's songs. Arlo Guthrie sings harmony on one of the songs on that, on Tecumseh Valley, which is a great track on that. So just shout out to, those are two women in country music that don't get mentioned maybe as often, and I just wanted to shed some light on them, and we definitely want to end off with some awesome shout outs to some really wonderful women in our family. We have had in our immediate family many generations of amazing and accomplished women who inspire us every day. We'll start with our nanny, Mary Abrams. She was the head nurse at KGH Hospital in Kingston, which is a premier hospital in Canada. She was the head nurse there for many years and ran that emergency room. There are legendary stories about her making sure that everything stays on track. Nan is an original member of the Abrams family band, and a key member in the sound, the vocal sound of the band. Our grandmother, Judy Osborne, as well, businesswoman and entrepreneur all her life. She has worked, listen, I don't think there is one area that Granny hasn't had a job. Like, she is the most versatile woman. In different countries too. Little shout out here to Bell Buckle, Tennessee, where she's spent a lot of time there as well, involved in lots of things down there. Our grandma Pam, she was a flight attendant for TWA with our Grampy Howard, so this is on our mom's side as well. When it was owned by Howard Hughes, so some really legendary stuff going on there. She now works in med tech across the U.S. and she was the one who recommended that we go to Fiddle Camp in San Diego, which we ended up at Mark O'Connor's Strings Conference at his Fiddle Camp for 7 years, which was a massive influence on our playing and our career. Going to that Fiddle Camp every summer, thanks to Grandma Pam. Finding that and also putting us up, like, we'd stay with Grandma Pam in Southern California when we were there at Grandma Pam and Grampy Glen. Our mom, I know we've chatted about mom quite a bit, but she is a superstar nurse practitioner, looking after the farm, We have had the benefit of watching her mom go back to school multiple times. She recently got her master's. And she is a woman of amazing perseverance and strength and courage, and always improving her knowledge. She's one of the most loving, caring, generous people in the world that we know, and just completely takes the cake there. And lastly, Kyla and Alex, our wives, you guys are absolutely wonderful inspiration to us every day, and we're so deeply, deeply thankful for how much that you guys you do. Kyla, we've talked about, is a phenomenal fashion designer, gifted. She's also been making these awesome candles, these really
Yep.
cool bubble candles lately.
And we still have to finish the marriage process to some degree
That's
with
right.
our
That's
with
right.
our wedding
Yeah,
next spring. But
I say that. I
it's
say
basically
that,
yes. It's fine.
no, I just say that generically.
It's fine,
I
Jeff.
should say wife and fiance, and then also Alex, a singer songwriter teacher. Just they continue to be such wonderful inspiration for us, and we're so glad for you guys. So, thank you to the women in our lives who make our lives better every day.
Well, that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us again this week. Glad things are back to normal. It's another episode of Off Road, episode 10, and appreciate you guys hanging out as always. And audio versions are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You know the drill. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is all the Abrams music. Our non-existent first TikTok post will be coming. Every week, we're just going to keep saying that. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Akeem. Thanks, Eliza. Thanks, Amy. Thank you. Thanks, Tony. Thanks to everybody who's here. Anybody who left earlier, thank you for being in here earlier. All right. Have a good week, guys. We'll be back next Monday, 5:30 p.m.